commence the proceedings by introducing you to our first speaker, Mr. Darryl Judd, the Chief Operating Officer for global advisory firm Logistics Executive Group. Darryl has more than 25 years experience in working with multinational and local businesses, in helping them structure the operational strategies to business performance, and most importantly, connecting to the conference theme, sustainability. And of results, ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Darryl to the stage.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I started working in an airline, a startup airline, and we went through a massive growth phase. And when I say growth phase, I was the 7th employee, and we grew to a 40,000 employee business inside a period of 4.5 years. From nothing of revenue, huge deficits in bank accounts, to a multi-billion-dollar business. And we couldn't have done that, nor could we have sustained that back in the 90s without an environment of ensuring that our operational processes, our investment capital plans, and our people strategies were linked together. Because we are in an environment, for a whole bunch of reasons, that our landscape around supply chain is changing dramatically. We need to think about how we innovate our businesses before the customer gets to the point of actually saying to us, hey, you need to shift, you need to change. If we're in supply chain and we're on the provider side of the fence, then we even need to be further ahead of the customer curve. Because otherwise we end up in a position like KLM, like the legacy carriers, where we're parking all these aircraft. So there's probably no truer statement than the one there on the screen. And that is that we have a responsibility as leaders to think about these things, to think about our costs, to think about our strategies to address those, and what our customers are going to look like in the future. And most importantly, in Asia, we also have a need to bring our people into that and ask them to empower some of those changes as well. We have to impart that knowledge on them to help them do that. We need to think smarter. Because I had a great example at the same conference, the TI conference, was one of the panelists who was from Johnson & Johnson, if I recall, and Manju might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was J&J, was talking about the fact that they have a factory in Vietnam where they have about 1,100 employees. And the output of that factory is equivalent to one they have in Japan, which has 160 employees. So they have to do throw a lot more people at the Vietnam problem. And when we asked about why that was, it was because one of the things they were able to do in Japan with the skill set of their people and the knowledge base and the harmonization of their technology was operate a much more efficient systems-based manufacturing process. Whereas in Vietnam, the skill set was they weren't able to do that, and nor was it cost effective. And so the solution today was to throw lots of people at the manufacturing process and put the same amount of goods out. And yet over time, as those salaries increase in Vietnam, that's not going to be sustainable. So unless we're investing in things like education, closer collaboration, upskilling, we'll continue to have that gap. And eventually that operation will become a lot more costly to run. Actually, what we do is we touch people's lives. And it's only through that we'll increase the participation of people wanting to join this industry. Through that process, we have the opportunity then to develop that talent. If we make the wrong product or we deliver the wrong service, we will go bust, largely speaking. If we have a really bad operational process around supporting that product or service, then chances are we'll struggle to make money. But if we don't have good people that can enable our products to market and the services to market, or the processes by which they're manufactured, then actually none of the rest matters. There's a number of things you have to do in an organisation to harmonise your people attraction strategy. Just under 50% of organisations are saying, actually, let's throw the rule book out on how we manage our people and let's adopt some new practices, and let's think about how we get people into our supply chains and skill them properly. Experiences. We need to employ people who are nurturers. Because the skill set we need as a leader is completely different than the skill set we need as a performer in our business. We need to get smart about how we structure our remuneration packages to lock in the talent that we have and to attract talent. And it's not about paying more. It may be things like linking their reward mechanism to personal growth. So as you develop your skills and invest in training, be it internal or external support, be it something that's sponsored by the company or perhaps something you do personally, then I want to link that to your remuneration so that your bonuses are linked to your investment that you're prepared to make in developing yourself. And I'll help you get there. But as you develop your skills, you become a much more valuable employee for me. And so I'll reward you through that. It may be things like non-financial incentives. Coming to conferences. For a young person in our business, that's a big deal. So you're not going to be able to do all those things overnight. But there are parts of those that you can start to blend into your workplace. And as you do, you'll find it'll be a much more productive environment. It'll be a lot more enjoyable environment for your staff, which means you retain them, you control some of those costs. Most importantly, you're building a sustainable pipeline of talent for tomorrow. And those things that are important to profitability. Thank you very much. Have a great couple of days. I've really enjoyed the opportunity to talk to you. It's really nice, as I said earlier, to be in a smaller environment. We can have a bit more conversation flow. And I hope over the next couple of days I can get to meet you all over cups of coffee and talk about what some of your experiences are. And I've shared with you some of mine. I'm hoping I can get some of yours as well. So I wish you all a great conference, and thank you very much for your time and attention.